Let's go check out the damage. You guys ready for big damage? Let's go throw this down. Activate some damage. Boom. Easy. No stagger required. Here's what we can do for this this build. Like, watch the damage on the boss. 0 staggers. Brand new rogue build with a brand new Crown of Lucian, which is going to give us a lot more damage. It's going to make our resources cost more, but that's fine because we play Inner Sight. Then we've got the brand new Lochran's Talisman. Brand new item that's going to give us basically 100% crit and way more crit, so precision is going to be stacking like crazy for damage. And then we've got the brand new Umbacrux. It's a brand new dagger, and it's going to summon totems when we use a subterfuge skill. And any damage it takes, it does the same amount of damage to the enemies at 30% effectiveness. We can have up to 2 of them, and that damage counts as a trap skill. We're also running Barrage. So Barrage is going to ricochet these things off of the totems, and it really helps out on specifically the bosses, but we can use this pretty much whenever. And we're not actually running Harlequin. This new helm is crazy, probably one of the best in slot for every single build. Shaco is no longer best in slot. And then on top of that, Scoundrel's Kiss does not actually work right now. This item is plagued with bugs for eternity because there's another bug. When you use rapid fire and it ricochets, because I wanted to run the ricochet because you want to run it for the totems, right? For the new Umbacrux, it doesn't actually apply the explosion account Scoundrel's Kiss. If it did work, well, it'd be probably one of the best builds. So this is going to be one of the new top tier rogue builds for sure. We're just going to go do a 101 because that's pretty much the pit that you farm, and it's a pretty consistent one, obviously, to get the resources. But let's go ahead and dive into gameplay, and then we'll mention some of the new updates with some of the changes over here. So we're going to be just basically running through the entire content. But yeah, if Rapid Fire gets changed, Rapid Fire is going to be good, Barrage is going to be good. You can use either one, honestly, in this build. You can also consider Andariels. I think those are the top tier rogue builds at the moment. But yeah, the Heartseeker build, Victimize, it's gone, man. Alright, let's go in this pack over here. Executed all of them. That's one of the little passives. We're also running a Cursed Touch because it applies the ricochet at a higher rate. But we have like 100% movement speed, 100% crit, 100% good. Look at that. Oh man, it's so satisfying. This build is absolutely top tier. Obviously, you can go way higher in the pit, but I don't want to make the video like longer because the bosses will take a little bit of time. But you'll see this build deletes a 101. And I think it's going to be one of the builds that a lot of people want to play. It's either this or Rapid Fire with a bunch of the new stuff. But honestly, you could play anything with Umbacrux and Lucian, and it'll just delete content. We're just going through it super fast. And I'll kind of explain some of the newer updates on the Rogue, as there's a lot of newer changes. You'll see we also have Shield, which is awesome. I love it. But the totems that you summon, they cannot die. But that's why we have so many subterfuge skills on our bar. We'd actually play Poison Trap as well instead of Dark Shroud. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. Oh, we got a damage reduction guy. It doesn't matter how much damage you have. If those things exist, you're dealing 0. Those totems go crazy, though. You know, it says you can only have 2. I see 3, so it could be bugged. I mean, to be honest, that's Diablo 4. It's PTR. Expect to see it. Oh, we didn't actually need to grab this. So we already have 100% crit. And the reason why we can get 100% crit is the new amulet just gives it to us. And we get a big amount. It says that it's additive crit damage, but apparently it's actually multiplicative, so that'll be nice. But if that gets changed, that's fine. If Lucian gets changed, it's fine. The only thing that's not fine is if they change the dagger, which I don't think they're going to change. It is a really fun item, though, for sure. Let's see, where do we got to go? Feels like there's not enough enemies. Okay, over the top left. Yeah, we should have 100% movement speed with this build, too, which is great. Ah, there it is. I'm gonna get in there. Okay. Unlucky. We're gonna maybe go back to a lower floor. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's my totem. We can't kill that. Just need to kill like a couple more trash mobs. Where's that extra elite? Let's see if we can find one. Okay. And then we'll talk a little bit about the build once we finish this run. Where the heck is like the last monster? I don't think it's spawned the portal, right? Okay. Just like double checking. Oh, come on. Please spawn the portal, man. The game doing me dirty. We didn't kill enough monsters. We're gonna have to maybe... Oh, you know what? It's probably right there. That's where we need to go. So we'll go ahead and go over there. But I'll talk a little bit about the build since we just gotta walk from point A to point B. So the reason why this build is like really strong... Lucian is obviously going to be really good in every single build. It's just the new best in slots, the new... Everyone's got to play. It's like if you guys have played Season 1, if you guys remember the Barber, like if you didn't play that, your build sucked. And in the next season, for Season 5, I feel like if you don't play this, the Crown, the build's not going to be good. Now we're going to do this little thing so we can avoid the bug. So there's a bug where the boss does not intended stats. So that... To prevent that, you go in and then you go out. It'll fix it. They're probably going to be fixing it later, but here's what we can do for this this build. Like, watch the damage on the boss. 0 staggers, which is actually quite impressive. Most of the time, you need to stagger the boss, and you do not even need to stagger because the damage just goes that crazy, right? And so, let's talk a little bit about the build now that you guys have seen the gameplay, and you guys got a kind of an idea on how it works. There's a lot of different things that are brand new. So for starters, let's go over some of the newer things in the skill tree, because there's actually a lot of stuff in the rogue build. And I will drop a build guide for this very soon, but I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys some quick little gameplay so you guys can kind of see what I've been cooking up on the rogue, because it's one of my favorite classes, and well, Barbarian has just been pretty much the best class, so I've been playing a lot of that. So this is one of the newer things that I really like. For every 100 energy that you spend, it grants you barrier. So this is how we are able to basically have very low life. But we actually have a lot of dodge chance, even though you might see 28k is like nothing for HP. And you're right, like 40k is the new like standard, I would say, for most builds. But you can get away with a lot less because the Crown of Lucian has a special ability where it's going to make your resources cost way, way more. Now, there is one downside. You do have to play Inner Sight. Otherwise, you actually do have no resources, but that can kind of help out with survivability. So that's one area where like it's kind of a double-edged sword. Your stuff costs more, but you do way more damage. That's why we'd play this over Harlequin. It also has Lucky Hit, so it's not bad. And then on top of that, this item over here, it doesn't show in the stats. It's actually pretty busted for some reason. So it doesn't matter if I'm outside or not. Look at the amount of crit that it gives us. So we go from 40 crit to 40.6 because it gives us all stats, and all stats on specifically int gives us. That's why it does that. So it doesn't actually register properly, but it's supposed to give us 42 crit. Then on top of that, each point of primary resource above 100 grants us extra crit strike damage, which is great for precision, which is what you play on most of the ranged builds. Unless you're playing Victimize, which is basically, as far as I'm aware, that build is gone, it's deleted, sorry. And then we also are running this, which I already kind of explained. But there's a lot more things in the Paragon board, and this board, guys, is crazy. We actually get 8. Yes, 8 Paragon boards, which is unheard of. But the reason why is this thing, you have to run it on every single rogue build. It's required. It's just too good. It actually doesn't just increase your crit strike damage. It does all damage. It's bugged. If it gets fixed, well, then we just remove it. But even if you don't have it bugged, for our build, it's fine. For the Andariel's build, they don't do crit, so they would cry about that. But there is one other thing that we get that is brand new to Season 5 that's giving us a big amount of damage, which is Tricks of the Trade. So our marksman skills grant cutthroat skills 25x increased damage for 8 seconds. And then our cutthroat skills grant our marksman skills 25x. Basically, we just use Shadow Step, and since we use Shadow Step, you'll see the cooldown is 9, and the other number is 8, right? However, Shadow Step has this awesome thing where if you put the extra points into it with Discipline. When you damage an enemy with Shadow Step, it stuns them, and it reduces its cooldown by 3 seconds, which is awesome. So basically, we don't really have a problem with this. You see, it still shows 9. It's because we have to actually hit him. So unless you hit an enemy that, like, you know, teleports away or somehow is, like, immune, well, you're going to be fine. So that would be 6 seconds. So 6, you're going to have that up. There's a couple other changes, but I'll reserve that for the build guide when we do actually drop that. But if you guys do want to see the build guide for this, definitely subscribe, turn that bell to see it, because this is going to be probably one of the better rogue builds that is going to come out for Season 5. I think this and Dario's Rapid Fire is good also, but it's bugged right now. It doesn't work with the Ricochet to get you the other explosion, which is going to be crazy, because if you get the totems to actually explode and it does all the AoE damage, then it adds again. It's going to go crazy. But yeah, Rogue is looking really good. This item, this item. They're so much fun. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, I'll be dropping a build guide very soon, so stay tuned for it.